What I'm going to show you now is something like a built-in hypertext help system for the Vim editor. It's going to take about 7 minutes, and then I'm going to show you afterwards. I'm going to show you how in the environment, put your help in right in the environment. This is basically code development with context help, so it's going to be using context help. Hope you can see that. Yeah, Vim, the Vim editor, and the Dropbox. So I'm going to combine this Vim with Dropbox for context help. The thing is, you're going to end up with hypertext help, so it's going to be very useful, kind of very powerful linked help. And the real advantage of this is that it's inside the code editing environment. You're never going to have to leave the keyboard. You're never going to have to use your mouse. It's just, as you build it, it's going to be increasingly easy to get to, right from the keyboard. And it's help where it really counts. So nowhere else where you're actually trying to fight your war against, code development, bugs, everything, knowledge that you don't know, which is really kind of hard and stressful. It's going to give you help right there. This is what it's all about. So, okay, first of all, why Vim? It's open source. It's completely free. There's no corporate agendas like Firefox. It's an open source development. It's done for multiple platforms. Originally, it was made for Linux, Unix even, and since obviously it's taken over by the Linux guy, it's become Linux, Windows, Mac, and even Amiga. So there's lots of different platforms. And it's got scriptable events. For example, at the start, when you open a file, when you close a file, this is very powerful. When you exit the editor, it's all right there. And not only that, there's three levels of script language. So you've got the command script itself, the language, and then you've got like a command direct mode, and also the operating system as well you can call. So it's multi kind of language that you can have going on inside it. Okay, now Dropbox. What's Dropbox? Nice thing about it, backup locally stored information so you don't lose your data, and it's on the cloud, as they call it. It eases development on particular processors, so you don't have to worry about, well, I'm not doing it on Windows, I'm doing it on Linux. No, none of that. It's all done on the cloud. It all works on very many different devices, tablets even. Okay. The other thing, right, why did I don't get onto the point? Help can be difficult. So e.g., for example, you're trying to find out an SDK or something like this, or a language thing, like I'm trying to learn AutoIt, which is got a lot of functions. It's done in Windows help. So all the help is tied into that particular program that's in Windows. Similar thing if you're trying to do an Adobe thing, they've got languages as well, they've got Adobe help for that. It's all built into there, and it's all tied into that application. You've got to go through it. You can look for help on the web. The web is scattered, it's confusing, it's a mixed quality, some of it isn't really very good information. Also, you're dependent on internet information, connection to the internet. And of course, there's the security they keep bringing in. You buy a book, and you've got these things called security things, Adobe Digital Editions. Even after you bought the book, you still have to go through security. It doesn't just let you have the thing that you bought. And also, with many of these sources, the opinions of buyers, sorry, it's a bit cough at the moment. So you get Apple fanboys that say that you've got to like Apple, all this kind of Microsoft fanboy, you've got to like Microsoft, blah, blah, blah. It's not what you need. So here's a three-step solution, right? First of all, Dropbox. Get that on the thing. Dropbox, freedom from brand X, I can explain, and you've got it safely backed up, so that's kind of the thing again. And then this thing called tags. These are like hypertext kind of thing. They're simple, quick links. Build your own personal kind of system of help linked in the way you want it, and you access it directly from the keyboard. This is the beauty of it all. You access it directly from the keyboard with the tags that's built into Vim. It's a very useful thing. Oh, it's very good. And in Vim, you've got these auto commands, so that's another part of the solution. It makes all the thinking not there. You don't have to. It just copies things in the backgrounds with a few scripts. The benefit is the help is created by you and helped by the pros and authors. So you're getting your customized help, and you're using forums, blogs, ebooks, email lists, your own notes done before in PowerPoint, anything you've got. And it's hyperlinked, it's copied and pasted. from wherever your good sources are, and it ends up in an easy to access, easy to navigate way. And the setup, once it's done per language, e.g. PHP, you don't have to do it again for that language, unless you move on to another computer. And that's so basically each computer and then each language you have to set up separately. But once you've done it, it's set for there for life, on that computer, on that language. In general, what are the steps then? You have to have access to a Dropbox account. In your Dropbox, you have to have a directory like learn, you've got to create this. No big deal. Say like this, blah, blah, blah. Dropbox, for example, you know, if on my Windows I might have something like this, or Dropbox code learn, something like that. Pretty simple, the steps per machine. In your Dropbox there, blah, blah, blah. You need to know where your plugins is of your Vim editor. It's got a plugins directory, you need to find out where it is. It can be different on different operating systems. Windows XP and Windows 7 is different. Mac OS X is kind of similar to the way Windows 7 does it, but you need to know where that is, because that's where your clever auto commands are going to go. And then there's these I'm getting ahead of myself. First of all, there's two files that you need to use. This is my general template one, auto83 help.txt and auto8 tags. All you need to do, that's for my own auto8 learning needs, but you could change that. All you need to do is change that tag at the top to whatever language you want. Vim colon tag equals blah blah blah. So there, that's to do with that file there. You change that of those two files. So there's those two files. One is the tags, one is the actual body of the help. And then you just, this is now the third file. I've created for auto83 help underscore loader.vim. You copy that to plugins and then you rename it to say PHP help. And then you just edit it the way that it's described in there. It's only about 3 lines. You just edit that about 5 minutes at the most, and then you save it as a new file, php help.txt, php tag, something like that makes sense. Yeah, sorry, that actually relates to that. Edit that for 5 minutes max, and then you save it as php vim, php help.loader.vim, something like that. Didn't make that clear. And then the new ones, the PHP text and the tags, you just create based on those. You just rename those and edit it as you want. So once you've done that, you open your Vim and start building. I'll show you anyway how to do it, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to go through the steps. Just so your hands never leave the keyboard. Your needs, your space. You've got this backed up as well. Add as much as you like. And you can use borrowed resources, even if, you know, you feel like you're stealing it, but if you paid for the book, you know, it should be, it's available to you. Sometimes they don't let you, even though you pay for it. And it's easy and informative, complicated as you like. Your comfort, your space, your needs. That's basically it. You're getting completely customized information. So now we're going to go on how this is actually done in practice. I'm going to go straight to my Dropbox folder and show you the directory that I've created. We got code. Got a few directories. That's the file I'm writing, but this is the actually important one for the project that I'm trying to describe. This is the 2 files I've created, these guys here. Auto83 help.txt, auto83 tags. They're the 2 files that Vim uses. These are actually on the Dropbox, but they have to be on the editor's working directory at the time. They can't be like accessed globally like with the path. So that's why we've got to try and do some clever stuff to get that. So I'll load up my Vim, show you how that will get loaded. Okay, so first of all I'm going to go straight into that project I was working on that I just showed you. It's called Setup 3. Okay, you saw that what happened in the background there. The little boxes kind of came up. That's actually the thing being copied in. What this actually means is that there's loads of things that you would have to look in help files for this project kind of language thing, which is called auto83. For example, I didn't have message box, but you know, if I had it, I could go control right bracket, and then it would look for a tag in the same directory. Because what's happening now is that these tag files that I showed you earlier are here. If you can see, auto83 help.txt, they've been copied in by the auto8 thing. I might have to do a different one to show you how that's done. Exactly, but the beauty of it is, say for example, give it control create label, what's this? Now I can go right bracket, and here it is. Here's my help file created actually from copying and pasting from the auto8 file, from the help file. You can even give it colors, because this file is created with a file type of help, which is just a text file that you can use a couple of extra characters, like for example, like swiggle at the end of it to make like a different coloured lines. You can have also bar thing, and then another bar, and it will highlight that, and a star, and it will highlight that. So in using these kind of things, you can actually make some almost like HTML kind of, not quite that rich, like what's GUI control state. Well, I didn't create that one. What's GUI set background color? So which set there it gets. That sets the background color. These are the parameters. Each parameter, though you can't really see it. I've actually done. I didn't highlight those. I should have had. I'll show you how to highlight those. I'll go star like that, and then see it comes up in the background because it's a Vim. Because it's that thing there, file type of help. Vim knows that you mean that you can do these and it process them a bit differently. So what's going to happen is when, of course, I exit this help file, I finish adding anything to it, it copies it back to the Dropbox directory. So that way it gets updated to the Dropbox. This is the whole beauty of it. So basically the Dropbox thing is now being updated from the file that I was editing in the environment. It copied it when I was editing this the setup thing, which is here. So I was editing this with a different directory. Notice it's a different directory. As it noticed I was editing that, it then, because it looks at that thing there, AO3, there's just 3 lines in the auto command. It copied these 1, 2, these guys here, these, yeah, these. You notice them? They're the same, aren't they? Auto 3 help, it just copied them into the directory while I was editing the text and the tags, because otherwise Vim doesn't know where they are. It's a bit blind, so it has to have them copied in the directory where you're editing the file. And this guy here. So then, when I went Control right square thing, it just automatically looks in the same direction, nowhere else, for a thing called tags. How does it know it's this thing called tags? It's pretty simple. It knows because in the thing, you tell it that in the thing here, you tell it there's a tags file here. As you see, I'll just show you very quickly. Tags should be tabs. I've got a bit of a small screen. I can't show you there. Tags. This is an auto command line. Tags equals auto 3 tags. So you see, tags equal this literally auto 3 tags. It looks for that file auto 3 tags, and this is the magic thing that contains all the links to it into this. Say tags, you can say ask there to what's my tags now editor. It knows that tags is auto 3 tags because the script, the source code itself has told it Vim use these tags. This is the tags. The auto commands load that in at the beginning when I've loaded it. All this I've added by myself, so hopefully that gives you an idea of how it could be used. I'll show you the plugin things. Okay, C colon backslash okay, that auto 3 help loader. This is the 3 lines that make the file, this file there, that comes from the Dropbox, gets loaded. This is actually in the code where I was editing. It gets loaded in. So this is from my learn directory. I just set up, use this learn directory. These are what these all commands do. Just use this learn directory there. You can see it. And when something called auto83, what's something called AU3, this thing gets loaded, it tells it load these into the same directory. That's all this is doing. It's very simple. I make this available so you can edit. I've shown you how I edit it. All this does is buffer replace. If it was auto83, blah blah blah, copy some stuff. Easy enough. Just using commands. And then once again, if it's unloaded and it was changed, then save them back. It's not that hard, and I'll make this file available, so hopefully you'll be able to see how to modify it. Thank you very much.